All right, so let's begin the show. It's time for festivals in India, and also a time where a lot of us have a long shopping list for plans, actually. But then for people who plan this, it's fine. But then people who don't, it's important for them to hear this discussion today, because we are going to talk about short-term loans, which especially people take during festivals. Also, what could be the tips and tricks before you take a loan? Let's discuss all of this. I have with me Satyam Kumar, CEO, co-founder, LoanTap. Satyam, good evening and welcome to the show. So as we can already see that, the credit loans and especially personal loans are on a rise, and this time on the festival season also, I'm sure people are getting up with their shopping list and going out and making big ticket purchases. What exactly is the trend so far that you are witnessing? Let's just start with you sharing some data on this.
The peak of small ticket personal loans or personal loan generally historically has been coming around Diwali, and this year it's going to be no different. So the entire industry typically sees about 2 lakh crore of disbursement annually, and that peaks in September, in November, October, November, around the festival seasons. Diwali is the peak, but last year we saw the trend started coming from October itself. This year also we have been seeing that as we are seeing this Sahara vacations coming in October and some long holidays and all are coming. So the trajectory is already peaking for the current month as far as the personal loans or short-term loans is concerned in the industry. Credit demand is at an all-time high. We have seen from an earlier data that credit card outstanding pre-COVID, which used to be typically about 90,000 crore. Now it's running at 2 lakh crore of outstanding on the credit card. So, I mean, the leverage level is in an all-time high already, and people are seeking more and more loans as far as the data that we have been able to see so far.
All right. Also, what's the kind of ticket size that you can see people taking the loan on, and the average loan tenure?
So there are three categories which comes within that one. Classically, that you see is on-the-go purchases, which comes under a BNPL or buy now pay later categories. That category has increased. Earlier, it used to be about 8,000-9,000 rupees. Now that category has increased to about 17,000-18,000 rupees. So on an average, you can put it about 14,000 to 15,000 over there. Primarily because of the increase in the cost of the smartphones and some of the other devices over there, which is the largest item which goes in BNPL category. The second comes slightly planned expenses like a holidays or a wedding and all kind of stuff. And there the expenses are in the average tenure is about 1.3. Average loan amount is about 1.3 lakh, and the tenure goes about 9 months to 18 months, whereas the previous category tenure max is 9 months. So this is typically about 18 months to 2 year kind of a product. People use it to make a holiday decisions around long vacations of Diwali, and even they purchase advance tickets and all, also for a Christmas kind of a holiday, and then they get it financed from the financial institution or the partner on the platform. So these are the two categories. The third category, which comes classically, is also converting a large purchases on a credit card into an installment or an EMI, and that's also a smaller ticket personal loan classification. That ticket size typically, because of the nature of the use on the credit card, is higher than the 14,000 category which I mentioned on the BNPL earlier, and that category typically stacks up about 25 to 30,000 kind. So these are the three categories that you see, about 14,000 on an average one, which is a BNPL, classic BNPL. The second is on the card, which is about 25 to 30,000, and the third being a personal loan, which is for the event like holidays and all, which is about 1.3 lakh kind of a ticket size.
All right, so let's talk about how one can smartly plan these kind of big ticket purchases, or maybe they can just plan their shopping list via taking a short-term loan this festive season. First thing first, what all needs to be done? Have a shopping list first. All right. Second, before you go into taking a loan for yourself for this festive season, make sure that you are loan free as of now, because Satyam, I think that's a very important financial status that you should be keeping in mind, that you just repay all your previous loans, because now even if it's a short term loan, it's again a financial liability that's coming on you, right?
Yeah, absolutely, Kavita. But it's a tall order to say that you are a debt-free when you are taking a new loan, particularly if you are one of the smart consumers who have chosen to take a housing loan. Housing loan is typically a long-term asset which sits with you. So that's a tall order. I'll not push everyone to
So
get into
let's
that
just stick to
situation.
short-term loans over here, which people just buy, in terms of lifestyle upgrade and not a home loan because that's something that you might want to even if for a tax benefit purpose. Yeah.
Absolutely. So home loan and classically a four-wheeler loan is a slightly longer duration, which sits with you. So on the guardrail side, as Kavita was mentioning, we would want to say that you should look at about 55 to 60% should be your total outgo at any point of time towards the loan repayment. And particularly if you're doing a housing repayment, you can go up to 60%. But if you're not doing a housing repayment, staying in a rented accommodation, then you should not cross a threshold limit of about 35 to 40% at any point of time. So that's one of the key metrics which we advise everyone to practice. And having said that, as I said, I mean, as we say that one of the large category where you will see a lot of offer coming will be around buy now, pay later. And buy now, pay later now are running at a two level. One is when you are going to buy the product online or offline at the store or at the platform, kind of a discount or kind of an offer, which is one. The second is many times these institutions come up with a combination offer on a particular kind of a credit card, particular kind of a debit card. So one of the core things that you need to do is that figure out all the credit card and a debit card you have from the institutions and just check which of the combination giving you the biggest cash back or a biggest discount. So having exhausted that as an option, the second comes as a BNPL, the one which will last up to 6 to 9 months. Look at it that you are not trying to purchase something which is not within your budget or which is not within your a normal payment. Buying purchase decision or within a consideration. Because the offers are not something which will not come next year. We have been seeing offers coming better and better every festival or another festival. So you should not do a purchase by looking at the offer that, hey, this is the offer and it will not come again. You should do a need-based purchase. That's something which we advise. A lucrative offer means you should purchase a better equipment, but you should have a better holiday. You should have it should be an upgrade. An offer should allow you to do an upgrade at the same price, but not it should not tell you to purchase something which you don't need. And that's a conscious level which you need to you need to apply. And as I said earlier, that while using that also, you have to look at overall that your installment burden should not be more than 35-40% if it's a standalone products, or it should not be more than about 55-60% if you are running a large home loan and you are staying in that. So that's kind of situation. Having said that, classically, if you'll be looking at an instant kind of a loan, which gets processed in about 10 to 15 minutes or a half an hour kind of a time, most of those loans are done on a light data sets, broader profiling criterias. Those loan amounts are small and those loans amount are very costly. Whether you are turning a credit card purchase into an EMI, that is also costly, or whether you are trying to do a withdraw cash on the credit card, that is also very costly, or whether you are taking an instant personal loan, that is also costly. The reason being is that it's done on a light data sets and the default rates are higher in those segments. And that is how it has been priced in that fashion. So the best thing to do is that if you have a planned stuff, go ahead, pull your bank statement, pull your income statement, whether it's an ITR or whether it's a bank, whether it's a salary slip. So very easy documents already always available with you. And just share with the financial institution which you like, or the bank with which, if it's a new age bank with which you are using a banking facility, most of them will come with a pre-approved offer for you. And that's much better. It allows you a lot of flexibility. Look at stuffs like it should not have a foreclosure charges, it should not have a prepayment penalty, it should have a lower and lower fee structures. So don't get hassled only by the interest rate, which is the headline number. Do look at the other cost if you want to change the loan, or if you want to reduce the loan, or if you want to prepay some partly or a fully, then how the institution is going to address it. Those are more important consideration than just looking at a headline interest rate when you are choosing a personal loan. And that's at a right price for any purpose that you can use. Any of the shorter duration, smaller loans are high cost loans. And if you're not really getting a great deal, you should avoid it. That will be my suggestion.
Exactly. Also have a repayment strategy in place. Now, the reason why we are putting thrust on repayment strategy and to plan these kind of loans is because if at all you miss or are unable to repay it back, this might impact your credit score, which will create further problems for you when you go for a loan of a longer tenure. But having said that, because we spoke about interest rate, typically what's the range of interest rates that will be, costed for these loans?
Yeah, so a classic personal loan will typically come in the range of about 12% plus minus 200 whips. So between 12 to 14%, you'll be able to avail a good personal loan. Max 15%. That's what a good personal loan comes at. Having said that, as I said, that if you are converting a credit card purchase, which you did an impulse purchase, and now you want to convert it to a personal loan, that typically goes from 18% to 24% or even 36%. And that's what I suggested that should be avoided. The second instant personal loan, which I mentioned, that also comes almost about 36 to 50% also in some cases. So absolute no if you are in a position to decide. And the fourth category, which we did mention about a buy now, pay later kind of an option, it comes as a zero cost on paper. Mostly it comes as zero cost to you, but it is subvented by the institution, I mean, the distribution chain, the manufacturer or the dealer or a distributor. If that discount, if they are willing to give you a cash discount, avail that rather than taking a loan. Taking the same discount in the form of loan. Typically, those costs are also between 21 to 30%. So on an average, it's about 26% cost is there on a consumer durable loans or BNPL kind of a product. So not really a great stuff as far as the interest rate or the cost of borrowing is concerned. The best suit is a personal loan when it comes to an unsecured category of the borrowing.
All right. So try and make a festival budget for yourself and line up yourself for a suitable short-term loan that you can repay easily. Thank you so much, Satyam, for being on the show today and helping our viewers with all the nitty-gritties with us today.
Thank you.